The Hunt for Shakespeare's Lost Plays. William Shakespeare wrote at least 39 plays, but scholars believe several more have vanished into history. Could new discoveries still be hidden in dusty archives or private collections? And what would finding one of these lost works mean for the legacy of the world's greatest playwright? For over 400 years, the world has studied, performed, and debated the works of William Shakespeare, a literary titan whose influence spans centuries. But while many know Hamlet, Macbeth, and Romeo and Juliet, there's a lesser-known truth. Shakespeare's catalog is incomplete. Mentions of lost plays appear in letters, diaries, and even publishing records of his time. What happened to these works? Were they destroyed, suppressed, or simply forgotten? And perhaps more intriguingly, could they still be out there, waiting to be found? Today, we explore the mystery, history, and high-stakes treasure hunt behind the hunt for Shakespeare's lost plays. The biggest challenge in studying Shakespeare's missing works is that we don't fully know what we're looking for. Records from the late 16th and early 17th centuries are often inconsistent. Plays were performed but not published, co-written and not credited, circulated in handwritten form, or lost entirely due to fires, censorship, and neglect. Historians suspect that at least two major works are lost. Love's Labour's Won, believed to be a sequel to Love's Labour's Lost. Cardenio, a play reportedly based on a story from Cervantes' Don Quixote, co-written with John Fletcher. And then there are whispers of even more titles, mentioned once in passing, and then never heard from again. What remains is a trail of clues. Bookstore records referencing vanished titles, letters from actors and playwrights, and tantalizing stage notes with no surviving script. Piecing them together is like reconstructing a puzzle that's been burned, scattered, and rewritten over centuries. Let's break down what we know. Love's Labour's Won, first mentioned in 1598 by Francis Meres, a literary critic of the time, who listed it among Shakespeare's most excellent comedies. But no copy has ever been found. Some argue it might just be an alternate title for an existing play like Much Ado About Nothing. Others believe it was lost before it could be printed, perhaps performed only once, or kept private. Cardenio, a more substantial mystery. In 1613, a play titled The History of Cardenio was registered and attributed to Shakespeare and his collaborator John Fletcher. It was reportedly performed before King James I, but the manuscript vanished after the Globe Theatre burned down in 1613. In 1727, playwright Louis Theobald claimed to have reconstructed the play using surviving manuscripts, but scholars fiercely debate its authenticity. To this day, no original copy of Cardenio has surfaced, but new theories, computer analysis, and textual fingerprints suggest that traces of it may exist within other plays of the era. Other mentions. There are obscure references to plays like The History of King Stephen or The Tragedy of Arden of Faversham that some believe carry Shakespeare's style, but the authorship remains contested. Add to that the rise of AI-based textual comparison tools, and scholars today are still on the trail, searching in libraries, monasteries, and private estates for even a single page that might rewrite literary history. One of the most compelling developments came in 2010 when researchers uncovered a manuscript fragment in the British Library that appeared to share unusual linguistic markers with Shakespeare's known work. The fragment, a few pages from a lost drama based on Don Quixote, led scholars to suggest it might be a piece of the long-lost Cardenio. Though not definitive, it sparked renewed interest, prompting collaborations between historians, linguists, and computer scientists. And then there's the ongoing debate over Theobald's play, Double Falsehood, long dismissed as a forgery, but now believed by some to be a distant descendant of Cardenio, filtered through centuries of rewriting. If true, it may not be lost in the traditional sense, just mutated through time, its origins buried beneath layers of adaptation. And if even one verified fragment of an original Shakespearean manuscript surfaces, it would be the literary discovery of the century. Shakespeare's plays have shaped language, culture, and drama for centuries. But the hunt for his missing works reveals something even more powerful: that history is never truly finished, that even the greatest voices can be partially silenced by time, and that somewhere, tucked away in a forgotten archive or ancient trunk, might be a line, a scene, or a play that changes everything we thought we knew. The hunt continues, not just for lost plays, but for lost voices. Which of Shakespeare's lost plays would you most want to read? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to explore our next video. Like, subscribe, and let history speak.